We are students from University Tun Abdul Razak. My name is Rian Jana Leonard.
My name is Nur Azalina binti Umar Adrus. My name is Sharon Mindy. My name is Siddha Putrani Mindy Effendi.
Nice to meet you.
May you introduce yourself?
Okay, so good morning everyone. So I'm Cikgu Shahizan Samadani. I come from Tawau Sabah. This is my 7 years teaching in SMK Petra Jaya. I'm teaching Moe.
So the first question for me is, how many years have you been in the educational industry?
I started somewhere around November 2007. So this is coming to my, if I'm not mistaken, 15 years.
So for the second question, in your opinion, what is the meaning of differentiated instruction?
Okay. Differentiated instruction is, if I'm not mistaken, is a different style or different approach for the same topic when you are teaching, because that one is based on the capabilities and abilities of our students.
So the last question for me is, how do you create an effective learning environment in your classroom?
The most important thing in teaching is the engagement with the students. I mean, in terms of communication. So most of the time, I will build understanding with my students. I try to understand how. I try to understand their background, and then from then on, it started.
So thank you, Cikgu Shaniza.
The next one, I want to ask, what is the strategy that you use to help your students in achieving academic success?
Now, in achieving academic success, there are few methods, but for me, the most important thing, I must know what are their capabilities and their interests. So every semester, because I'm teaching right, so it's semester based. So my first semester students, I will ask them why they are taking Form 6 and what are their goals. And then from then on, I will see what they should achieve. I mean, for Form 6, they must get at least the 3 in average, right? Yeah. So, but certain subject, let's say if you are taking SMK, you need to at least achieve then I4 or 4. So I will pay attention to those details, and I will put emphasis on the students who need to achieve higher. So in shorts, it depends on their needs, because you must understand teaching Form 6 is not the same like teaching Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 5 students. It's very specific.
Okay, thank you for answering. So the next question, what the challenges that you face with students and their families?
Okay, you cannot deny that our background plays an important role. So that's why I said every semester I will ask my students why they are here, what are their objectives, what they want to achieve. And then I will look at their background, look at their, what they call it, how they behave. Because how they behave actually reflects how their background is. When they always come to school late, must be related to what is going on back home.
Okay.
So I study that, and then actually I'm the observer, so I observe really.
Okay, so this is my last question. What are the examples of learning materials that you always have in your lessons?
Music is a must.
Music.
Yeah, music is a must, and I love using visuals and online. What do you call it? Can say online learning. Right now we have a lot of platforms, and I never restricted them from using AI, which is good.
Yeah.
But they must know that AI is there to just help. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Cikgu Shahizam, for answering my question. Next question, my friends.
Okay, my question is, which of the examples that I've mentioned do you think work effectively for your students?
The example that I gave just now, I would say music and visuals. because especially the younger generation, because you are too attached to technologies, especially smartphones. So whenever I use music, whenever I use clips, either from movies, from YouTube, they responded very well. And then after that, usually I will align those materials with online exercises. For example, 2 weeks ago, I gave them a task based on the clips of an interview of Cristiano Ronaldo and two famous persons. And then the things is about communication and leadership. And then after that, I require them to write a short response, which is actually an essay. Now, the difference is when you ask your student to write an essay in a classroom, it's going to take quite some time for them to complete it. But once I give them using online exercises, it's quite fast.
Thank you, Jacob. So my next question is, what are the impacts of these differentiated instructions on students' engagement and achievement?
Alright, now in terms of achievement, it's kind of hard because for myself, it depends on one exam result, which is in wet session 3. So how it reflects, usually I refer to my the test that I conducted in the classroom after I finish 1 or 2 things. So based on that, I can see that when I use such materials that I mentioned just now, they tend to get it, it's kind of permanent compared to what you are doing when you are using workbook, for example. Because workbook is more to drills, more traditional. So you just do it, but they don't really remember what they did. But once you do that, they always remember that clips. Oh, this person, oh, this song. So I think, for me, that's how I measure.
Thank you, Cikgu Syahrizal. Next, I will pass the questions to my friend.
Okay, Cikgu Syahrizal. So my question is, how do you think educators can improve their skill and knowledge to create an effective professional development?
Cope up with the latest technology. That is the key, because we must understand that we are moving towards that generation where the traditional methods are not really that effective. Students tend to get bored in the classroom, so they need interactive learning. One, and we as educators, we must also keep ourselves up to date to the current issues. For example, entertainment. Okay. Whether we like it or not, we have to know what the students are to relate to our subject. So that is what I always apply.
My last question is, in your opinion, what is your advice for those who want to be an educator in the future?
Like what I said, keep yourself up to date. Don't be outdated, because you yourself are a student right now. So when you have your lecturers, your teachers who are, you can say, what you call it, still using the same methods that we used 20 or 30 years back. Sometimes it's not relevant for us. Even, okay, I have my own kids. I can't really treat them the way my parents treated me, because last time our parents are very disciplined. But now we have to give them, for example, time frame. Same goes with our students. Let's say when I give them assignment, I always give them a time frame, negotiate with them, be flexible. Because if you force them, they will become rebellious. That's what I think.
Thank you for answering my question, Cikgu.
That's the end of our interview. Thank you, Cikgu Shanizan, for answering our questions. We hope with this interview, we can educate more high-quality students in the future.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.